Hey everybody, welcome to a super special presentation that myself and my good friend Steve Wiener are rolling with today, where we're going to do a huge announcement. We're announcing a special pre-day for Workplace Ninjas US 2025, and we're going to run through it and show everybody, and this is going to be great with some really cool special announcements as far as unofficially, officially announcing certain speakers, both for the Microsoft side and otherwise, that are going to be in attendance and be involved in December. So we'll go over a quick overview. So we'll just kind of rip at this a little bit. Yeah. Got 5 team captains if we ever announce them right now today. So these are people doing great work, great leaders. All of them are officially going to be speakers at Workplace Ninjas US. The winning team of this hackathon is going to get the very first Golden Clippy award of the entire event, which they'll be handed at the hackathon itself.
How big is he? How big is Clippy?
He's like, I think 18 inches, 18 to 24.
That's a nice Clippy. That's a good size golden Clippy. Yeah,
Yeah,
people should be excited about that.
yeah, they said we could do like a 12-inch Clippy, and it was like
No,
12-inch.
no one's gonna come out for that. So we went with the good choice there.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, this company in New York, they built the whole thing. It's kind of built from scratch with like, it's insane. It's like metal and everything, pretty cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And so on top of that, the captain's gonna get a $250 like probably Amazon gift card, and then every member of the team is gonna get like 125 probably. So there's kind of a cash incentive as well.
Wow.
So, so beyond those 25 people, we're gonna have an audience of an additional 75 people just kind of hanging out and being part of the whole event. A full audience. So we're gonna cover the venue in a second, but basically we're gonna have a full open bar. No drink coupons, none of that shit. Full open bar at this awesome brewery that has 13 different beers, 7 wines, cocktails. We're gonna have all kinds of cool Texas-like appetizers, nachos and wings and that kind of thing. And then we're gonna have, because it's kind of my baby, we're gonna have surprises. We're gonna have tricks, and the never forgiving Wheel of Misfortune will be going on throughout the events, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I want to hear more about that.
So here's the venue. It's called Westlake Brewing. It's in Dallas, Texas. It's a really cool winery, a really cool brewery, like a 4.9 rating. Really popular, huge venues you can see here. I've negotiated that whole thing out, which is super cool. If you don't notice in the first slide, this whole thing's being sponsored by my good friends at RoboPack. Steve and I are, very good friends with. And so they're really great. They're pulling up all the cash for this so that we can kind of do something cool and a little bit different. So you can see the venue in the background. It's your typical brewery, and we'll be getting brewery tours, that kind of thing. It's just, always pretty cool. So
Awesome.
Let's hit the first big announcement. Huge
announcement. Yeah.
So here are the 4 judges. So Ronnie, he's the CEO of RoboPack and the CTO of Software Central, their parent company. Amazing guy, and a great supporter. So Ronnie and his partner Andreas are really helping to pony up the kind of the cash for this. Andreas voluntold Ronnie as a judge because Ronnie's a super smart guy. We're also going to take this opportunity right now to announce that day 2, part of our day 2 keynote will be Christian Brinkhoff, and I'll just throw his name out there now. Scott Manchester will be day 2 keynote. Christian is judge number 2. And in a huge coup, never before done in the United States, the incredible Merrill Fernando of Verner's on the Entra side is judge number 3.
Wow.
Blowing up big money to get Merrill here because he means that much to our community, and that many of us love him. So he's confirmed to now be here, and he will be the 3rd judge. He's also the person anchoring the Entra track at Workplace Ninjas US.
Excellent.
Yeah. The 4th and final judge, because this is an AI and kind of an agentic AI hackathon, is Scott Duro, who is going to be anchoring the Microsoft track. So it was handpicked by the amazing Donna Sakar, great advocate for Copilot. These are I said, beloved members of the community. We've got, some of the top people from Daz, Entra, Copilot, and along with, Ronnie. Those are our 4 judges for this crazy hackathon, which is super cool. I'm so incredibly excited that the guy who wrote Graph X-Ray and countless other tools that are making our lives easier, are all like, I couldn't think of another person to have that. And that way, he's a judge. Nobody can try to make him be on a team.
Yeah, that would sink a ship pretty fast having him on the team. So
you're screwed. You might as well give up if this thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So talk about the Memphis staff of that event. So I will be the I'm going to be the officiant for the event, and in amazing fashion, we're going to have 2 sideline reporters. Harjit, who now works for Ropac.
Yep.
Master in chief of all things hyperpilot Steve Weiner is going to be doing the other sideline reporting, which is kind of like just kind of chatting and messing around with the audience and with the people that are on the hackathon. You just kind of keeping an eye out on any kind of shenanigans that people, some of these captains, you're going to see their names, you know that they're going to be up to no good. And so it's, these guys will be helping have my back and keep an eye on stuff. Just always super cool. And like I said, super thankful that Steve is going to be a part of it. I love Steve.
We're gonna keep everyone on their toes and having a good time. So
that's right. So let's talk about the unmitigated star of this hackathon, which is the Wheel of Misfortune.
Yeah.
So basically, at set intervals throughout the event, you're gonna have this wheel, and we're gonna have people come up in the audience, spin it, and it's gonna have all kinds of crazy stuff in there, like. And maybe this is because I spent a lot of time watching Food Network, but you're going to have stuff like I'm going to swap, like, depending on where the wheel lands, you could have team captains have to switch places and just go on to different teams for an hour. One of the things that we're going to be doing is that people are not going to be able to use ChatGPT or Copilot.
Right.
And the Wheel of Misfortune on occasion will be, a giver. It might give people access to Copilot for like 15 minutes, just to be nice.
Yeah.
You're going to see people get put in the penalty box. You're going to have so many kinds of different little fun things that we do to mess with people. Because like I said, it's okay. It's one thing to do a hackathon, but we're gonna just kind of let's just take it up a level and have a little bit of fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. The Wheel of Misfortune's already been ordered. It's gonna be there. And like I said, we're gonna be that thing's gonna be running all 6 hours and likely at many inopportune times.
Correct. And that's wheel of misfortune.com, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's where you got it from.
It might as well be. It's from one of our partners that we use it for a lot of the marketing stuff. I got talked off the ledge because one of the things I wanted to do is have something on there that made people refactor their code. So like they're running all those stuff in JavaScript that says, oh, you must refactor it to Python. But
Wow,
it would be bad. So we're not going to do that.
It'd be intense. Maybe next year we'll have different tiers.
That would be really intense.
Yeah.
So let's meet the captains. So these 5 guys, I should say these 4 guys and a gal, pretty much everybody should know who they are just on their faces alone. These are people who have built great community tools, have been just really super talented people. Because if we're going to do this, let's do it right. So these are, 4 MVPs and someone that's draped in infamy who build and create tools every single day that make our lives pretty significantly easy. So we're going to hit up the teams real quick here. So Oops.exe, LOL, is captained by an amazing friend of mine, Samesh Patak. He's, a really great DEI advocate, as someone who, has some stuff. He's an incredibly brilliant guy, super creative, constantly building tools for he's got tools in the Apple App Store to help us manage stuff. He's built migration tools for Mac OS and iOS, and he's just doing a lot of really great things. And he's a very close personal friend of mine. What do you think of Samesh? See, you like Samesh?
Oh, Samesh is one of the best out there. I mean, yeah, you got such a great core group, but yeah, I mean, at different events, I know when I was in Paris, we had dinner and, as I always love hanging out with him. So very excited he's going to be part of this. Yeah.
So Prompt Ninjas is captained by the guy who I just have had enough of, because literally every time I open LinkedIn, there's another tool that's being written by Uyghur. brilliant guy. Works for a company who I can never pronounce the name, so I'm not gonna try. We'll just say the Stepman people.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. That's what I do.
Also he's also nominated for a couple of Clippies. Done a lot of really great work. I mean, he's built, the Intune assignment checker, device self-reporting manager, one of the 19,000 other different tools he's building, agentic AI stuff for Intune. Like, he's just a good guy.
Yeah.
I've been spending more and more time with him. And super amazing that, yes, we can confirm, as I said, every captain is a speaker that will have, if not one, multiple sessions at workplaces as US Ubers, and I'm one of those people that we can put on that list.
Yeah, you don't want to miss his sessions. Yeah, he's brilliant. He's also really tall. So you can't tell by looking at the pictures, but he's one of those where I'm like, oh my, it surprised me how tall he was in person. So definitely it's worth coming to see how tall he is.
Yeah, he's not Sune tall, but he's tall.
That's true. Yeah.
Speaking of somebody who's deceptively taller than you would think, Geeks is being captained by Andy Taylor, who is head of titles his titles are crazy now. Chief Innovation Officer. It's like or whatever at Software Central, Ropac, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, what more is to say about Andy, right? He's the main reason we actually have the Get Autopilot info product out there now. For those of us who like doing orchestration for importing devices into Intune, he's the mind behind, Tenant Manager, which they've just recently released. The guy who created the EUC toolbox, just phenomenal guy. I really look forward to seeing some of these people who I think are kind of introverted in a way, like him. I'm interested to see what kind of teams they put together, because basically every one of these people are going to go get four people.
Yeah.
Like the Muppets, they're going to go get in their car. They're going to drive around the globe, grab 4 guys or gals, and bring them with them.
Get the band back together. Yeah, absolutely.
Back together. Yeah, Dr. T. Yeah, like, so it's just interesting to see. Like I said, Andy's a really good guy. Speaking of people who are draped in infamy, the Michael Niehaus and his Hybrid Warriors team, outside of Microsoft, one of the most beloved, people. The person who had the audacity this year to actually do a session on cracking Autopilot V2 for Hybrid.
He did.
He did. That he did. I mean, he works for, the great company 2Pint. They're doing a lot of really cool stuff right now. To me, he is probably the favorite, but I'm incredibly interested to see. It would be hilarious if he got a bunch of people who used to work for Microsoft that don't anymore, and he built a team like that. That would be hilarious.
It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, I think everyone's in agreement that, he's beyond titles, right? He's beyond designations and awards. It's just, I know a lot of us call him the godfather of autopilot. So, yeah, what else can you say about him? I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, great guy. The number two at Workplaces Ninjas US group. And like I said, I'm very interested to see what he tries to do.
Yeah.
I would expect that if he does not get red flagged, use a soccer term, he doesn't get a red card during this event for trying to do something he's not supposed to do, like using his phone to go on Chat GPT.
Yeah.
It will be truly, truly shocking.
That's true.
Yep. And the fifth captain, which some people may not be too familiar with, because our endpoint management conferences have not really had a lot of Copilot people. This is one of the first events where we have a true Copilot track. It's something that's been very important to us. And so an amazing person that a lot of people don't know is Karit Botha, who she's coming all the way from Africa to be involved with the event. And she's actually going to be nominated for a Clippy that will be announced in the next few weeks. And I think she's a really interesting Dark Force candidate, because I think that she probably knows more development languages than probably most of the other captains combined. I think it's incredibly interesting to look at and see if you basically are going to have a team that's all these people from the Copilot/Power group. I'm very interested to see how they match up, because, like I said, I'm going to take away. I'm likely not allowing people to use Copilot Studio or Copilot or chat GPT. There is no vibe coding in a hackathon.
Right.
And actually, I want that to be because every time I say that word, I triple them up. But we're not going to be. There is none of that there. I already have a pretty good idea of who that team actually looks like. I think it's going to be a fun and entertaining team.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm very interested to see kind of what they bring. Like I said, she's great. I met her at the MVP summit at the women's breakfast, and I said,
Right.
phenomenal candidate.
Amazing.
And that kind of covers. So that kind of covers the entire group. And like I said, I mean, so we just had a bunch of announcements here, obviously. So we just announced Microsoft speakers. We just announced other speakers because in a week from tomorrow, we will be officially announcing, I'm hearing thunder coming from behind me because we're in Florida. So,
I was gonna say, yeah.
yeah. But, what week from tomorrow we'll be announcing, we're going to start announcing the first class of speakers. Said we're incredibly excited. We've got 20 or 30 different MVPs that are getting announced. Like I said, a much better, more impressive group of speakers that people probably thought when we get in year one. But overall, we're super pumped because this is a really great group that we have together. We're like I said, I went out and got the people that I really wanted there. Like I said, I kept bothering Merrill, nagging him until he said yes. And I'm super excited he's going to be there because, like I said, everyone we're bringing to this event, we're bringing people that people really want to see. That's important.
Yeah. Well, speakers, make the event, and from I think you already got, just from we learned today, very impressive lineup.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. I mean, we've got a couple people that we're not going to have because it's December, and we're address that in the next event. But like I said, super excited. I can't wait for it. We have we've signed everything that we need to sign. So we know that we have the venue locked in. We get the people locked in. So, we can't wait to see people come out and check this thing out.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm looking forward to it.